See, for the purpose of section 11, it will be certainly considered as an income. So you have to show it as an income. Then though you are buying equipments, capital expenditure, all 1 lakh will be available as a deduction. Under section 11, any expenditure incurred wholly and exclusively for the objects of the trust is available as deduction. So even if you buy laboratory equipment, you buy blackboard, you buy computer, you buy TV, you buy any other electronic equipments, it will be 100% available as deduction. So you have to be careful to see that yes, grant is received, it must be spent within that year and for the object for which it is granted.
For example, many times we have faced that grant you have received in this year, they have told that within 5 years you can utilize. Now if this year we don't utilize,
then the exemption available is for the accumulation of the donation received over a period of 5 years. Now you can always say that this grant is received to be spent over a period of 5 years. Therefore, I am accumulating for a period of 5 years. For that 5 years, it has to be deposited in a specific bank account. You can't invest somewhere else. And every year 20% or whatever the conditions are there as per the grantee, you have to, grantor, you have to spend it. But you must spend within the stipulated time. If there is a savings in that, which is exceeding 85% of the total spending, it will be subject to tax. But grant, you cannot say that is not in the nature of income, it's a capital receipt. If you are saying capital receipt, as I said, yes, it is a donation towards the corpus, but you must spend it by accumulation, passing appropriate resolution. But it's a very good question. And like that, besides grant, if you receive various donations.
for example, if you get a grant for equipment for 1 lakh rupees, we have not utilized this amount, within 5 years we have to utilize it. And now next year the college have a loss. So they have set up that.
So they can't.
UGC doesn't allow for income tax purpose.
UGC recovery current.
UGC allow नहीं करे. UGC allow ना करे पर कितनी कॉलेजों में आउट है
No, I appreciate. Let me reply legally. It's a very interesting question. 5 lakhs rupees are received for equipments to be spent for 5 years. 2010 March, 1 lakh was required to be spent. You have not spent. So now 1/4/10 to 31st March 11, you have a loss of 2 lakhs. Now that 1 lakh which you are required to spend, if you have not spent, you offer it as an income. That I am surrendering, I did not spend it as income, so I am offering it as an income. Minus 2 lakh loss plus income offered 1 lakh, still you will have loss of 1 lakh. So effectively there will be no taxation. But you must at that time consult the lawyer or the chartered accountant and see that yes, this kind of transfer entry of the requisite amount towards capital expenditure is made from the accumulated resolution. So resolution needs to be required to be modified accordingly. So that's so far as the charitable trusts are concerned. But there are always cautions and precautions to be taken while managing the charitable trust. Now, therefore, we see that education institutions are, instead of going to charitable, are going for the corporate. They say, yes, it is a business. They charge handsome fees. They charge substantial good fees, including admission fee, and then they spend also lavishly, luxuriously, both on the infrastructure as well as on the professors. Now, I don't know whether you are aware or not, but in Pune, Mercedes-Benz has started a school where the fees for KG is 11 lakhs of rupees. 11 lakhs of rupees per year for KG student. Now, another school in Bombay, Mondeo, I forgot the first name, they have also started the fees with 9 lakhs of rupees. They opened a branch in Ahmedabad, started with 6 lakhs. And I'll tell you. And they didn't know how strict Ahmedabadis are, so they miserably failed and they closed down. So it didn't work in Ahmedabad. Yeah, so it didn't work in Ahmedabad. But what I'm trying to say is either it is Mumbai or Pune, now parents do not hesitate to spend for children education. My most humble urge to you is how you are in a position to charge more, receive more, and in turn impart more. That's what nowadays matter most. I'm conscious those who are in villages, those who are in towns, there are restrictions of the fee. I'm not suggesting for a while, even by mistake, that charge very heavy fee by which admissions are not available or open to middle class or lower income fees. Even in charitable institutions, you can have division. That 30% will be totally free, 30% will be only 20% or 30% of my regular fees. Balance 30% will be 70% of my fees. Others I will charge what I feel is reasonable or what the market can afford. But if this action or planning is done, You can have infrastructure like what Unitedworld has today, or what DP has today. Now, go to any restaurant, go to any place, go to any hill station also. Even middle class people say, I don't mind paying, but give me the best, or give me better than what I used to have. See how train services are now substantially improvised. Platforms, just see how substantially they are improvised. So people don't mind paying if better rewards are available. So you must, as principal, try to see that yes, my endeavor should be, my effort should be that I provide for better infrastructure. Instead of blackboard, shift to electronic boards, shift to better sitting arrangements, shift to better literatures, better books, better publications, and highly paid teachers, highly qualified teachers, if not highly paid teachers. But I think if that is done, it would substantially be benefited. But I'll just end up by just quoting one email which I received recently, that all these suggestions or proposals vary from person to person, place to place, individual to individual, institution to institutions. And there are different thought process. And therefore there cannot be a consensus. A worldwide survey was conducted by United Nations, you know, no? Just they wanted to know. So they asked leading countries a small question. Kindly observe each of the word in this question. What was the question? Small one. Would you please give your honest opinion about solutions to food shortage in rest of the world? Questions were sent to various countries. The survey was a miserable failure. Why? Because in Africa, they did not know what do you mean by food. In India, they did not know what do you mean by honest. In Europe, they did not know what do you mean by shortage. In China, they did not know what do you mean by opinion. In Middle East, they did not know what do you mean by solution. In South America, they did not know what do you mean by please. And in USA, they did not know what do you mean by rest of the world. So sitting in this room, we cannot ignore the rest of the world. We have to accept the ground realities. This is how the education field works. This is how the students are expecting from us. This is what parents expect. Today on the newspaper we see there was stone throwing in one school merely because there was some hike in the fees. So there are reactions and actions on every decision that one institution may take. So you have to keep rest of the world, expectations of the students and parents at large in mind, and keep the wonderful activities that you are doing. Thank you so much for giving a patient hearing. Thank you. Question?
One question from my side on behalf of
Coverage with minimum premium. After that, take one, once you have substantial income, take one insurance policy. And at the 55 now, LIC has recently come out with a new, that you go on paying premium for 10 years and then you stop and then your risk continues right up to your age of death. But you start receiving the reward from 11th year if you want, or from 15th year if you want. So that's one of the finest policy under the insurance scheme. Even I have so many clients and so many private companies have come out with insurances. I still feel that ROI and coverage of the risk is much better in LIC as compared to various other private insurance. I'm not against them. They have their own schemes, but their costing, their working, and their ROI is quite different than what LIC is giving. Anything else? પહેલા મળતા હતા હવે કોઈ ના મળે હવે જે ખર્ચો તમે કરો એ ખર્ચો જો તમારા વતી એમ્પ્લોયર કરે તો તમારી ટેક્સેબલ ઇન્કમ થઈ જાય બસ તમારે જે ખર્ચો તમારે જ ખર્ચવાનો તમારા વતી એમ્પ્લોયર ખર્ચે એટલે તમારી આવક except as I said those 5-6 deductions HRA and Mediclaim and others.
Thank you, Sunil Talati sir. Now, there is a break of 5 minutes, but all the principals are requested to stay here only. And after 5 minutes, we will start the next session.
Talati has to leave, so on behalf of all of us, I will request Professor Harish Kothari to kindly give him a memento for having so kindly spared his time for us. Thank you so much, Sunil Bhai. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Now I will request Harish Bhai to introduce Professor Nigvekar so that he can start his talk. Huh?